Welcome to Don't Talk Politics. Today we have a guest, Lonnel Harris, and as usual we have our strong brother over on the left side, brother Sundiatta Madison. And today we're going to deal with a few of the ideologies that's out here now in these election times and, the political realm of things. COVID, everything is going on. So we just want to get into a little bit of the ideologies that's out here. We see some Trump supporters. We've heard comments. And Brother Lonnel is a Trump supporter. And he's here to just let us know, basically what goes into becoming a black that supports Trump. So I guess we can begin with just basically, give us a little background on yourself, Lonnel, and just let us know, what led you to this political place.
First of all, I'm a black and I'm a nigga for Trump. You know what I'm saying? It's the difference between I'm a different type of black for Trump. You feel me?
That's true.
Because I have a different background. So I consider myself black, but I consider myself a different type of black because people like me not supposed to vote for Trump or go for Trump or even like Trump. You feel me? So I'm a different type of Trump supporter. So you want to know my background about why I went for Trump?
Tell us how your voting history, like you started voting for who?
I wasn't even into politics. I'm a comedian. I started doing jokes on Donald Trump, and everybody was talking about him, even me. I was a Donald Trump hater. I was just like everybody else, brainwashed. So I started writing jokes about him, and I tried to catch him in lies, and I was doing skits to catch him in lies. I couldn't catch him in no lies. Everything he said was the truth. So I started liking him.
Like example, the truth is what?
The truth is
give us just one example of one of the truths that.
One of the truths is they couldn't prove him that he. Who you talking about?
Yeah.
One of the truths is that they couldn't catch him in nothing they said he was guilty of: Russian collusion, making phone calls, paying strippers off. All the stuff they said he done before he was president. They ain't proved nothing.
Oh, you don't think they proved anything? Okay.
They haven't proved nothing, brother.
They haven't proved anything.
Nothing. Russian collusion, no collusion.
We ain't talking about Russian collusion. We talking about Donald Trump. But I know one thing they proved.
What?
He can't spell and he can't talk because he was talking about yesterday. Let me finish. Yeah. What he said yesterday, they was talking about the national parks in California, and he calls that one Yosemite. And it's Yosemite, and you think he would know that having traveling to Mount Rushmore and all these other places. You think he would say that, but
Exactly.
So that now that's a fact. You can run that tape.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. So you gonna compare Donald Trump cognitive reading skills to Joe Biden? I mean, are you a Joe Biden supporter? Or are you?
No, I'm not.
No, we're not.
No,
What the hell are y'all?
No,
we
independent black men.
Free man.
Free
Okay,
men.
independent
That's what we
black
trying to
man.
get you to be
what's
free.
What's your? I am free. I'm free to. You know what I'm saying?
There
That's
are
why-
no good masters.
Okay.
There ain't no good masters.
What made?
Master Trump is just as bad as Master Clinton.
What is
Master Biden.
What is a free black man?
A free black man is an independent thinker who knows that he's trying to obtain autonomy and strength
power.
and power.
And power.
Not somebody who's trying to follow behind a racist, a known racist.
Wait a minute.
Now,
wait,
we
wait.
do know that Trump also was found guilty for housing discrimination.
Yes, right. In 73.
Under the Nixon administration, a right-wing administration at that.
Right.
And what?
Man, that wasn't no housing discrimination. He didn't want low-income Section 8 people living on this property. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's not housing
that's what he said
discrimination.
afterwards.
No, that's not what it's.
If that's the case, he wouldn't have lost.
Google it.
At a Republican
I did.
administration. If that's the case, he wouldn't have lost at a time when the country was conservative. So he was so racist that even conservatives had to say, "Come on, man, we can't do that."
No, man, that was part
Under
of
Nixon, that hotbed of
Oh, man,
liberalism.
That's when you wasn't voting.
That was part of the civil.
Hey,
no, he
that's
lost.
when you wasn't voting.
He
So
lost because of
that's when
civil
he was
rights,
telling
brother.
jokes.
He lost because of civil rights. They put a civil rights. They put a civil rights in, and they talking about equality. He lost because of that. He had a preference, man. He didn't want no income housing, which with the Joe Biden administration trying to do right now.
No.
Put low income housing in the suburbs.
No.
They don't
He was
want
talking
that.
about, he said blacks with the same economic status as the whites. He said pick the whites based on skin color. It had nothing to do with all that.
No,
other
it wasn't,
stuff.
brother.
Yeah,
They
because
weren't
they were
low
qualified and everything. That's why he
They went
lost.
through it.
Man,
That's
boy.
why. That's why.
You can say that over and over.
You can Google it.
No, you can Google this. He gonna inflate your black skin to welfare recipients, which is what he said. And not only that, he went on and later on as a Trump at the Trump Castle, when him and Ivana used to come into Trump Castle, they had to send the blacks. Hold on, they had to send the blacks out of the hotel to the kitchen, out of their sights when they came in there. Now, what's that got to do with it? That has nothing to do with
that's a preference. That's his preference.
A preference to be racist?
To be racist?
No.
A preference to lynch?
Can I ask you a question?
That's just his preference. He just want to kill black people. That's all.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Who was the only person that was standing up for Mike Tyson when he caught his case?
Bro,
the black community. No, it wasn't.
I'm
asking you a question.
You mean who was only white?
I'm asking you a question.
Okay, that's an individual. We're talking about.
No, I'm asking the question.
No. The question was about an individual.
Exactly.
We're talking about how he feels towards black people.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you're talking about an individual, they've always had
he
that.
made a lot of money off of, by the way.
He made a lot of
money off that horse. Okay. He had to get that horse out of that stable and run.
Was he racist when he had a black girlfriend?
Of course, racists always have black girlfriends. As a matter of fact, slavery was part sexual as it was economic.
What do you think slavery was?
Lord have mercy.
Was he racist when he helped Russell Simmons out with his record company and things like that and spoke up for Russell Simmons?
Russell Simmons had a Jewish co-partner.
I'm just asking, was he racist when Russell Simmons was spending the night over his house? Was he racist when he was promoting Russell Simmons'
Because listen, let's explain this to you. Racism versus having someone in your presence. Okay, you can be racist as the Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan and still sleep with a black woman.
So Jesse Jackson
can be as racist. Yes, you can be as racist.
So Jesse Jackson gave a racist an award.
Yeah,
Jesse's known to do that.
What do you think?
Jesse's a Malcolm X all of a sudden.
That does make sense.
Bro,
What's that got to do with it?
Brothers make no sense.
Hold on. We got a caller. Let the caller go. That's a good opening up.
That's a hell of a racist.
But we're gonna go to the caller. Caller.
A hell of a racist.
Go ahead.
Yeah, hello?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I just wanted to add to the fact that everyone's going to point to Donald Trump and call him a racist now, but 20 years ago, he was a hero of the community, and everybody stood behind him. The whole black community was behind him. He was lauded and held up in rap records, rap videos. Everybody said they wanted to be like Donald Trump. We elect the man to president to do constitutional work in our government and try to drain the swamp, and now everybody wants to badmouth him. I think the fact that the media is against him is the greatest sign we could have that he's out there doing what he's supposed to be doing. And I think Lionel is neutral, and stay down for your opinion. Stay strong, bro.
All right.
Now, appreciate the call.
Let me clear
Address
up some
that.
stuff. Let me clear up. One more call. Okay,
hold on. Let me
where we go one, we go all. That's what we say.
No. Next call, then I'll clear it up. Yeah, because there's some misconceptions out here.
Right.
Where we go one,
especially
we go all.
20 years ago. Let's go, caller. Hello.
Come on, caller.
Hit him with these facts.
Okay. While he's doing that, 20 years ago, he was promoting the Central Park 5. 20 years ago, he put out an ad saying that they should bring back the death penalty specifically
he
for.
Wasn't no politician then.
I don't care if he was a politician or not. The man said that he was doing all stuff in our community. So this ain't got nothing to do with what he's a politician. In our community, he was putting out billboards to have 5 innocent black boys killed. That's what he was doing 20 years ago.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead, bro. Go.
Did he know they was innocent then?
Okay, let me tell you this.
No. Can I ask you a question?
Yes, he did.
He did?
Yes, he did.
And they pleaded guilty.
Even afterward
in 2000. Hold on. No.
Wait.
After it's all over with. Listen, after it was all over with, in 2016, as he's running for president, he said he don't even believe the DNA evidence, that they still were guilty.
That's his opinion.
They still were guilty.
That's his opinion.
Okay, Lionel, let me say this.
He got an opinion about white folks, so he got an opinion about Jeffrey.
You don't have an opinion.
Wait.
You don't have an opinion about science, though.
No, he does have an opinion, and that opinion is racist. The opinion is that he didn't care anything about 5 black boys.
All right, come on, caller.
Come on, caller. And we're going to give y'all time to really call in because we got to clarify some stuff.
Go ahead, caller.
How you doing?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. So I've been listening for a little while now, and you guys, like, the first thing you guys mentioned was like a black, or was a Trump supporter. That I don't mean to, like, because I'm new to, like, watching that experience, and I'm not sure how you guys usually conduct business, but, like,
to me, it seems offensive to mention someone's skin color.
We can barely hear you.
It's you sound They sound gargled like.
We can barely hear you.
Yeah.
Be speak away from your phone a little bit and say that again.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I was saying that you guys mentioned his skin color immediately. Now, I'm under the impression you guys are all dark skinned here. I'm dark skinned as well. That we shouldn't need to mention someone's skin color whenever we're talking about a team. And like, just to like continue upon that point, like we're talking about like the possible racism of Donald Trump. I've watched a lot of media and speculation and trying to like gather information not only on him but other political individuals and candidates, and they're trying to change policy. And a lot of the things that not only do Democrats, not necessarily all Democrats, but most of the extremes, but a lot of things that they're pushing are the opposite, and those things seem more traditionally racist than anything that Donald Trump has been presented or that's been shown in the news.
Okay.
It's like
it's a good point.
All right, thank you. Go ahead.
It's a good point you made, right? And I need to ask y'all that question, right?
Okay.
Why was the first, like he said, right? Why was the first thing y'all commented on was my skin color?
Because
you said you a nigga who supported Trump.
That's what you said. And on top of that, wait. The topic of the show was blacks, the black ideology that support Trump. Yeah. So if that's the topic of the show, and you gonna turn around and ask us why we calling it black?
No. The black ideology is basically one word, because you're explaining something. It's a black ideology, right? We all know we black, right?
An ideology.
So we ought to be talking about our ideology instead of my skin color, which is black.
No. We said if we said if what you just said, if it's a black ideology, we're talking about the thinking of black people.
Tehuti, he said he was a black nigga.
Yes, he did.
No. Okay.
Anyway, let me clarify some stuff.
We got any more callers?
Yeah, we got a call.
All right, go ahead.
Caller.
We're going.
Hey, caller, talk.
Let's go, caller.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good.
So I'm calling in to ask about what you guys think about the Trump Promoting Entrepreneurship for Women Act and its effect on the women of color community.
Well, good question. Yeah. We always are for promoting entrepreneurship.
But you don't like Trump.
Wait, hold on.
Let me finish. Now we're for anything that is beneficial to our community. But you're talking about an individual who has a history of calling African countries shithole countries.
Wait, hold on. Let me
hold on.
Right, but don't you see that?
Do you feel that is a sincere
no, but he
attempt?
said women. He didn't say black people also, because we have to know that women. Wait, let me just answer this real quick, because we're going too fast. Let's slow down. So women are not black people. As a matter of fact, they use women after the 60s to diminish black people's progress, because they use a white woman who had preferential treatment already, and they classified her in the category of minority. So when you say he did this for women, well, that's still just for women. We talking about what's need to be done for black people. And the reason why we're talking about black people is because it's black people who we're talking about who are being lynched at this day and age right now. And we have to put ourselves first. We cannot feel guilty by not looking at our own interests if we're going to participate in the
Didn't Donald Trump sign an anti-lynching bill last year?
Well, this is last year.
Wait a minute, brother.
Wait, hold on. Listen to me closely. Kevin Garnett was almost prosecuted by an anti-lynching bill. So because you passed a bill does not mean it'll be used for you. It might be used against you. Kevin Garnett was almost prosecuted by anti-lynching bill. Just because bills aren't passed. Crime. So don't start that. But anyway, we're not just talking about that. Listen to me. We're not just talking about that. Let me ask you this. Give me the reason why you think Trump is different than Nixon, Reagan, Ford, the rest of these.
Because Donald Trump has done more for black folks than any president in history.
And
what?
give me,
more than any president in history.
No, go ahead, break that
down.
In
history.
Okay, let's hear
facts.
No.
Okay.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Okay. I'm going to give you a better question, right? Before I put on this onslaught of things he done, right?
Okay.
Wow, I can't wait.
We'll listen.
What did other president do besides Abraham Lincoln for blacks?
Besides Abraham Lincoln.
Right? Or we're gonna say Lyndon B. Johnson signed the civil rights.
No.
Okay, then I'm finna tell you.
Let's include Abraham Lincoln.
Okay.
Let's include him.
Include him.
Yeah. None of them have done a damn thing for blacks.
Yeah, we know that.
Not for blacks. Not for blacks.
So freeing slaves wasn't for the black?
He didn't free.
He didn't free no slaves.
Who he freed?
He didn't free
nobody.
Read the 13th. Read the 13th Amendment.
Yeah.
Who he free? I mean, educate me, brother.
Okay,
Educate me.
But now, okay.
Who did he free?
The 13th Amendment deals with people of former servitude, right? That's what it says, servitude. It says you cannot be a slave within the territory of the United States except having been duly convicted of a crime. And who did they make the criminal? They made those same African people who left the plantation criminals by passing vagrancy laws, saying that if you didn't have a place to stay, that they can lock you up, which is what they did, and put them
And
right
still do to
back
this day.
on the
There
same
are more black
plantation
men
that they left
locked
from.
in prison right now than they were
Than
slaves.
they were enslaved
so
every
therefore,
time.
technically, we have more
We have
slaves
more
now
slaves today than we did in
then.
1865.
And when he did issue the proclamation of so-called freedom, he did it for an area that he had no control over. It took
That's in
Harriet Tubman coming
1863.
to him and saying, why don't you let us win this war for you sorry, lame Northerners? And he said, well, wait until I can win at least one battle so history doesn't show it took black people
So the
to
fact
come
that
save the
the
Union.
fact that you walking around is because black men shed blood and black women shed blood.
No.
Had nothing to do with some proclamation on a piece of paper.
And he knew that.
And he
as a matter
knew
of
it.
fact, Lincoln said, I, like any
Political
man, put the
trick.
white man over the black man. And he looked to ship us out of the country right after the so-called
Sure
Civil
did.
War. He was
Had a
looking
plan
at
in
putting
effect.
us into Haiti. He was a racist.
Wait
He
a
worked
minute,
as a
wait a
lawyer.
minute.
He worked as a lawyer to return so-called slaves
What is-
back to their
hey,
masters. Yeah, this is history.
what-
While you was telling jokes, we was reading.
Okay, can
But
I
go
ask you-
ahead.
can I ask you this? Okay.
Because I'm like a Trump supporter.
Okay,
we can read.
where did y'all get this history? Okay,
Where we get the
because
history from
First
books.
of all, right?
Read a book. Read a
Read a
book.
book.
First
Reading
of
is
all,
fundamental. Next caller.
First of all, after Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves, right?
He didn't free the slaves. Go
Okay,
ahead.
well, supposedly freed the slave,
Uh-huh,
right?
uh-huh.
They were back enslaved with something called the black codes. You know what the black codes are?
Yes. Of course
What
we
are
know
the black codes?
are.
What are the black codes?
He just broke down the
No,
black
no,
codes.
no,
are.
he said them wrong, brother. Google
No,
it.
what I say wrong?
You said if they don't have a place to stay,
No,
they
he didn't
can
say
be put in
Vagrancy. I
jail.
said vagrancy
No,
laws.
No, brother. No. If
Look
they
up
didn't- no,
vagrancy.
if they couldn't prove that they worked for a white man, they would be back.
That's
put back
not
in-
what I said. I said vagrancy
No,
laws.
this is the black codes, brother.
Oh, I know that
That's
one.
the black
Wait,
codes.
wait.
You
And
just-
what's your point, though? Because
No,
we
no.
know the black
You
codes.
didn't know.
No,
I mean, we already
why
know.
he didn't quote him when I asked him?
But
I didn't
what
ask
is your
for the black.
point, though?
You didn't ask
No,
me
no,
for
I
the black
told you.
code.
You talking about sending out the slave? He
I
didn't free
started at the
slave.
first. I started when they first stepped off the plantation.
You said, brother. You said black people would be put in jail if they couldn't prove they had a place to stay.
Right.
That is wrong. You can't even Google
Or
that.
if they broke up laws that were just
You can't
created on
even
the
Google
spot.
that.
But
Google
the
it.
point is, what's the point?
The point is he's not telling the truth. The
Okay,
black
shame
people,
on you.
if,
Okay,
if they got
okay.
caught,
Shame
if
on
they-
me.
on you.
Look,
So
if they
there's
got
no-
caught
there's
and they
no
couldn't prove
vacancy
they had a
going.
job,
Uh-huh.
if they couldn't prove they had a job, they would be put in slave, right, by the person who had the white person who found them, right, or they can sell them to a person who has a company.
Now,
Google it, black codes,
what is
brother.
your point? What
And
is
your point is
Your
what?
point is what?
And your
That's what I'm
point is
trying to
what?
get to.
No, the point is, if you're going to get some information, now I'm talking about nobody.
It was
freed the slaves.
information. We
Okay.
go-
It was the wrong information.
It
Can
was
we
not
move
wrong.
past this?
It wasn't
Can we
wrong.
move
It was
past
the wrong
this?
information.
We'll get that settled later.
Hey,
Let's
I know,
go
Mr.
on.
Harris, can we move past this?
Let's go on back to
And
it.
then also, let's set up this straight. You ask us, who are we? So there's two roads. There's the Democratic road, the Republican road, and then there's the
independent.
freedom, the independent road.
Right.
And we the independent road. Matter of fact, we always talk about Black Wall
Okay.
Street. And are you familiar with Little Africa, Black Wall
I'm
Street?
familiar with everything, brother.
Okay.
You
Okay.
familiar with the first black senator?
Please tell me.
Yeah,
Please-
yeah.
please
Hyman
tell me
Rebels.
this.
Look at this.
Okay, good one.
Good. You
one.
want some more?
Huh?
You want to really go history with
No,
us?
no,
Come
no.
on, man.
Come on,
There's
I
a
know
reason why I'm asking
No,
that
you
question.
can't.
There's a reason why I'm asking
go
that
ahead.
question. So in Tulsa, Black Wall Street.
Yes, sir.
Were they Democrat or Republican or were
They're
they
Republican.
independent?
Republican. Google it.
Were they Democrat, Republican, or
Republican.
independent?
Google it.
So if they were Republican, how did the Republicans help them when they burned down Black
Tulsa.
Wall Street?
Yeah.
The Republicans
When
didn't
a
do it. The
plane by
Democrats
the-
done it.
No.
It was. What do you mean? You can Google it. The Democrats done it.
Bro. That's been a look.
Do you
Oh,
know?
call it.
We gotta call it.
Do you
Come
know
on
why
now.
the KKK was invented?
So therefore,
Do you know why the KKK was invented?
Why were they
I wanna hear
invented,
this.
sir?
Go
Let's
ahead.
hear
What
that.
is?
Yeah, Please,
Go ahead,
please
tell-
indulge
please tell
us.
us.
Why were they?
It was
Mickey Mouse told
it was
little,
to kill. It was
Buzzy-
to kill Republicans because back in the before civil rights passed in the 1950s, Lyndon B. Johnson, 90% of black people were Republican.
Okay.
Okay.
So it was not. It didn't have to do with they were
Let me
black. They got lynched because they were Republicans. So all them white
No,
Republicans.
white people got lynched too.
Yeah. How many?
Excuse me?
This is
Yes. Caller.
Okay, caller, let's
What's up,
go.
come on.
Go ahead, caller.
Yes, caller.
Hey, what's happening?
How you
How you
doing? All right, let's go.
good.
Give us
All
some.
right,
Give
all
us something good. Give us something
I
good.
wanted to know what you're thinking of about the present slave trade
Uh-huh.
and the human trafficking
Yes.
going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, that's in the battlefield in this war.
That's true. Yeah.
So we had man Epstein who was just.
Do we know what happened just in
So
the
we know
last 2 weeks
Epstein
in
was
Romania?
suicide. So we know Epstein
No,
was
no,
suicide.
not suicide. I'm not talking about in this country. I'm talking
Libya.
about around the world.
Libya.
It's
We
all
know.
around the world.
Yeah, we know it's around the
Absolutely.
world because
It's-
that's why
around
we're.
the world.
That is
You
why.
know what just happened
China.
in Romania?
And what?
Not that. No, not China, dog.
Hold on.
I'm talking about Romania.
Okay,
Here
Romania.
now.
Yes,
Yeah.
And Mauritania.
Yeah. Did you see
Mauritania.
that? Not in the news.
And
But do
Libya.
you know-
And Mauritania. And Saudi
No,
No,
Arabia.
I agree.
And
You won't see it in the
because
news.
black people
It's not going. It's not.
That's our whole point is. Forget the Democrat, Republican. We are facing, like this caller
No,
just said,
yeah,
a
forget the
human
Democrats
rights
and the
level.
Republicans.
Oh wait, let's
This is
turn it
about
down a little bit.
human
Thank you very much for
rights.
that
This is
call.
about-
We're gonna
Yeah,
get move
thank
on.
you.
But look, so therefore, like the caller said, we are facing real serious genocidal practices by the dominant society, be them Democrat or Republican. Our position is just like the position as our ancestors were, that we're trying to get freedom. Did you know there were just as many black people who fought on the side of the British as fought on the side of America with like Crispus Attucks?
Also,
I know all that, brother. Can I ask you a
Did
question?
you know that black people wanted freedom more than they wanted to be Republican or Democrat?
Right.
They only vote because they think that's a possible tool for freedom. We're not getting caught up in any one political group. We're getting caught up on the issues that are going to free our people.
That's it.
And our people have been through too much for us to play this game of Trump wasn't
of,
racist.
sew your lips to some white man's behind.
Well,
That's the game that we.
Ain't no
We're not
good
playing that
masses.
game.
There's no good masses.
We're not playing that.
So what I'm doing right is Donald Trump is fighting for our freedom, right?
How so?
How?
Second, First Amendment right, Second Amendment
How?
right.
How so?
Come on,
How?
What do you mean?
He
How?
had a
You
First
said what?
Amendment right,
First
Second
Amendment
Amendment right. He had people kicked out of his rallies.
And he's stopping the media right now. So
No,
what
the
you-
media is stopping him. What are you talking about?
He's stopping media access. You talking about First Amendment rights?
Freedom
He
of speech,
says-
brother.
I know what freedom of speech
He moved
is, and he
demonstrators
moved them.
off just to take a picture.
The man that went through.
That's
photo
not
op.
freedom of speech.
He's on his fourth.
That is. Protest is a freedom of speech.
He's on his fourth.
It was-
Hold on. He's on his fourth press secretary.
What that mean?
I'm just letting you know how he operates
What that
systematically.
mean?
It means a whole lot. It means that if you're not running with his lie, then you out the door.
Well,
That's what it means.
okay. Now let's get on this, right?
Okay.
We were talking about
All right, Mr.
how
Harris.
President Trump is the better president than anybody in history,
Okay,
right?
Mr. Harris.
In any
That's what
president
you
in history,
said.
right?
Mr.
That's
Harris?
what you said.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Can y'all name? I was asking. Could y'all name anything? I said nobody done nothing for black folks, right?
None.
No president, right?
No,
Okay.
no,
So
not significant.
No,
Okay.
not at all.
So when he donated more money to historical black colleges than any president in history, who was that looking out for?
Please wait a minute. So if a president before him gives you $9, he comes up and gives you $10. Do you celebrate the fact that he
it's
gives
over
you
a longer
wait,
period
no,
of
no,
time.
because that's
It's
what
more
happens.
money.
Wait.
It's more money and over a longer period of time.
Wait a minute.
Okay, let's look at this. Okay, so.
I want to run down some more. I just want to make it fast so I can run down some more.
Okay,
No,
run
'cause
this down.
because
No,
the black
run it.
college presidents were upset about it.
Wait. His granddaddy was a pimp.
We're not talking about his
No, we're
granddaddy.
gonna bring up to where the money came from. You sit up
No,
here talking about what
that's
he
the-
donated.
that-
Where'd he get the
He
money?
didn't donate the money.
Where'd he get it from?
He got it from the government.
Yeah, he passed
it's
it.
federal.
But
He passed that
it's a
bill.
federal.
But even the
Yeah,
black
he passed
president
it.
said that it was inadequate. What he did was he gave money, but it was a minimum amount, and it was only more
he
so
did not, brother.
than the previous. Yes, it was minimum. Believe me. Hey, he went to Groundling,
I
and
went
I
to
went to Howard
Black
University.
Bro,
because we know.
I just
My
done,
son just
bro,
went to finish at Howard University.
That don't mean nothing.
Because we know.
That don't mean I couldn't have done the research on it. Also done a video on
I'm
it.
glad you did.
Yeah,
Also
and what
done-
you
But we're
found-
telling you that it didn't
what you
happen
found
that
is
way.
He kept them at. He's still keeping them at poverty level. Now,
That's
just
it.
because he does what you say is something
no
for
different.
us, that doesn't mean he's doing the most for us.
It's no
that don't
different.
mean that he's really doing what all that he
I'm
should
just
be doing
asking.
for us.
I'm
No
just-
different,
And anyway, we
no
shouldn't
different
be-
than Roosevelt when he put up the
Okay.
welfare system.
Have you-
No
Exactly.
different than Johnson's New Deal. No difference in anything. You
That's
tell
what
us
I'm
about
trying to tell you.
trinkets. Don't tell us about some damn trinket
We
that
got-
he giving out to
Hey,
black
good
people to
point.
keep them
Good-
quiet.
good
We're
point.
talking about systematically.
Okay, can I keep
wait,
going?
no, hold on.
Can I keep
Where
going?
is the real wages
Can I keep
for black
going?
people
Can I keep
in
going?
comparison to him?
Go
Can I
ahead.
keep
Where
going?
Go ahead. Keep
Go ahead.
going.
Can I keep going?
Go. Keep going.
Right?
Okay, go ahead.
Have you ever heard of opportunity zones?
Of course
Yes,
we have.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, how's that not helping the black community?
Because a lot of whites are going to take advantage of it.
No, that's not what I'm
Gentrification
asking.
In the black neighborhood has already taken
Okay,
place.
let's
We
do
don't
it
even
like
have
this.
neighborhoods.
Look. In America, it's like this. You say the boat of America is rising, so black people are rising with this boat, but black people are still in the bottom of this boat. So the
Is y'all gonna answer the question?
I'm answering.
You're
it.
not answering. Give me the boat.
You because you can't understand it, but you gonna get the answer if you quiet. The boat rises, so black people rise. So then black people are better than they were when the boat was here. Have they made any significant change in the structure? No, they haven't. And that's what you keep running down for.
Yeah.
You are celebrating something that is a natural rise in the economy. There's more money. Yes. So, of course, there's more wages. Yes, wages now are $15 an hour. So, yes, they're making more money. But has it made an impact on their life, the livable wage? No, it hasn't.
So cutting the regulations, cutting a lot of regulations and red tape to make these opportunity zones and these business investing in our neighborhoods, right, and getting people jobs, right? That was a bad thing.
Well, listen to me. Well, first of all, you're assuming that there's somehow honesty or integrity in them passing those bills. Once again, I told you we are watching the gentrification of black communities.
Well, what should Donald Trump do then?
Mr. Harris,
hold on. We'll get to that. Let the caller. Caller, are you there?
Go ahead, caller.
Yes, I am.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you
doing?
Good. I just want to say that I love Lionel. I follow him every day.
We love Lionel too. We would love him even more if he stayed in his place and been a black man. But go ahead, young lady.
No,
don't be a black
doing
man.
a good
Listen,
thing.
Lionel, he's doing his thing. Go ahead.
He's doing his thing. He does such great things for the homeless population. I watch him.
That's good.
That's
you know what? He doesn't. He walks the walk. Yeah. And I really appreciate him for it.
Well, we know he has a good heart. We're just trying to get him a strong mind.
I love you.
We know he has a good heart.
Thank you.
Strong mind. Thank you, Lionel. We love you.
Lionel,
we love Lionel too.
You know what? In slavery, thank you, caller.
You.
We appreciate it. In slavery, they always had that. The master would always come around, and after he'd raped a bunch of women, he exploited them a whole bunch of money. He figured, you know what? I got to get them on my side. So he would get one of them to do the bidding. He would do little favors for him and tell him, you know what? You know that other master down the street, he do this and do that. I do this and do that, though. I'm better than him. So that one little black man who says, you know what? Damn, this is a good master. He go back to other slaves and say, y'all don't understand. When have we ever had a better master?
Can I ask you a question?
No, I'm trying to tell you why I say there are no good masters. Our independence is what matters. Asian community is not sitting around arguing should they vote for Trump or should they vote for Biden. They are out there doing the hard work of uniting themselves based upon who they are. Now, you had a caller that basically called in and said you were the best pet in the whole plantation. I got a problem with that. Now, you're a good man. You got a good heart, but you got to get your mind right.
See, now.
Your mind got to be right.
See, now, that, right? Now, if anybody was watching that, right, that could be considered. I don't want to be wrong, but that could be considered ignorant, right? Because you're saying I'm not, my education level, right? My education level or my thinking or whatever level I am ain't correct because I think a different way from you.
No,
that's wrong.
No, that's not what he said.
What are you saying then?
That's not what he said.
What he said?
No, what he said is that what you suffer from was what we call cognitive dissonance. I don't want to get into that real hard, but listen to what I'm saying. If in your sphere of exposure, if you only deal with the things that you think you have experienced as fact and truth, and you don't explore fact and truth, both sides. You have to explore fact and truth. You keep jumping and saying, oh, these are facts and these are facts, and you have nothing to back your things up with. You're saying these codes and all this other stuff. You have to look at the information, and then you can weigh in on if it's factual or if it's not. But when you just saying this, as soon as we bring up a fact, you run to, oh, that's his opinion, and you can do that. You can do that forever. But our point is the facts regarding his opinion is that he's thinking in a certain way that is not productive for black people, specifically for black people. That's what we're talking about. Independent black thoughts. Going to the caller. Come on, caller.
First of all, every time hold on. First of all, every time I try to give an explanation, right? Y'all give some long ass speech about African slaves and boats selling and all this stuff. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? No, y'all do that, right? I try to get an answer. Y'all always cut me off and hold these long ass things about cognitive thinking and boat selling and shit.
Well, you opened up saying you was a nigga, so I had to go to slavery.
No.
Well, who opened up the lecture? Who opened up the discussion?
A nigga is in today's term. I'm not no nigga as far as no slavery.
There ain't no new niggas.
As far as you saying me not,
you a new nigga.
As far as you saying me not doing the research, brother.
Yeah.
Yes,
I bet you, right? Both of y'all compared right now don't do as much research as me.
That's what you think. And you don't know us.
No, you don't know
me.
I guarantee it.
You're right. You can guarantee it. But see, that's like you said, that's opinion. That's not fact. It's not factual back. But let's go back to the caller.
Everything to me.
Can we get to the caller? Can we get to the caller? Yes. Come on, caller. Come on, caller. How you doing?
Hi. guys?
We're good.
I just had a quick question. I wanted to know if you think the Smith-Mutes Modernization Act of 2012, which lifted the ban on domestic dissemination of propaganda, has anything to do with the way that the media portrays their own particular narrative and don't give a more diverse view on how Black people think, because people keep saying Black people, you know, we're oppressed or this, that, and the third. Like, everyone in my circle makes money. Everybody is, you know, is over $60,000 a year.
Boom.
You know, everybody's on to their third property. So I don't understand what Black people you're talking about, because everybody is getting money.
What?
Everyone's very good.
Okay, hold on. Go ahead. Take that.
All right,
one.
sister,
I'm gonna get to it.
You know, there's an equation here of money equals freedom. In the book $40 Million Slave, he speaks on how even in slavery you had some black ex-slaves who became millionaires. It did not mean the condition of black people was not that of slavery. Now, as a matter of fact, you had a slave who actually made more money eventually than his so-called
Why is we
master.
talking about slavery?
Well, because she just said.
She's talking about today's term,
Yeah,
though.
because to understand today, you got to understand the past. And if you understand the past, the fact that you had money then, just because you have a few of us have money now, does not mean you're free. As a matter of fact, we could look at, if you want to talk about today, modern times,
We're
you
not
could look
free.
at what you
where
listen.
we're not free from, brother.
Okay, hold on,
Brother,
hold on,
listen.
hold on.
Okay, the reason why we're not free is because a man put his knee on a man's neck for 10 minutes, and because black people lacked any real serious power.
They put them on white folks next. So I done videos when the police put percentage wise more so What you
than us
mean
and
not as
them.
many?
Percentage wise, we're talking about
Not as
percentage.
many.
You're talking about numbers. There's more numbers than them than us.
No.
As a matter of fact, cops are even making fun of. A cop stopped a white woman and said, "Don't worry, we only kill black people." But cops are making fun of that. Now you're trying to say what even police officers know.
No. Listen.
But hold on. Let me answer this question though.
See what
I'm gonna give it to you. I need
Harris.
to deal with what the
Stay
lady
with us.
said.
Yeah.
What the lady said. Now, what did the lady say? She was talking about economics and opportunity, and you was going boom, right? Remember you saying boom, boom, boom. Every time she said something, like it was a bullet. Hold on. That's what you was doing.
Boom.
Now, come on. Now, the economics of black people, we're saying we're not poor. That's what she's saying. We're not a monolithic of poor people. There's wealthy black people all over the place. However, in percentages of ownership, we got a lot of money, but we spend it. You can't tell me what industries do we control outside of entertainment. What industries, and we don't even control that, but I'm just saying, what industries do we produce? That's when you're talking about where you are as a people. And see, you can talk all day about how much rims you have, how much gold you bling, how much houses you have.
Boom.
That don't mean nothing.
Boom.
God damn it, motherfuckers!
Let's go.
Whoa, break it down, baby. Was it a rapper? Is a rapper who rapper for Trump? Who was that?
He was getting it.
Let's
Let's go.
caller.
But go on, let him finish his answer. He said he wanted
Go ahead,
something,
Mr. Harris.
so go ahead.
I done lost my answer. Dog. I don't know.
Go get that answer.
I done
man.
lost my answer
Go get
now.
that
I done
answer.
forgot about it
Next
because
caller, please. Trump supporter here is quiet. Next caller. We got another caller up. No,
I can't
want to
make
clarify some more things.
Okay.
Right? So the reason why we're saying we have no power, because you can't pick to one major network controlled and operated by black people. And she just mentioned the propaganda that got us to thinking. So therefore, in one instance, she says, do you think propaganda has got us thinking a certain negative way? And then she says, because we're not poor. Well, if we weren't poor, we wouldn't be worried about propaganda putting us in a certain position. By her question, by her own question, she's saying, do you think we're being manipulated? Right. And if you are manipulated, that means you are powerless. By her own question, she's saying we are powerless.
And our question is, how is loving or supporting Trump making us more powerful? Can you answer that for us? That's all I need to hear. If you got that, then that's it.
I was trying to answer.
Okay, we listen.
Okay, was I supposed to answer the first question y'all asked me about Trump first, or y'all want me to skip that one and y'all want me to go to this one? Because y'all asked me another question before we even had this
answer the one I
conversation.
just asked.
Okay,
just answer that.
Okay.
One.
Now the question was what? Say it one more time.
I said, how is Trump making us more powerful as black people?
What's the end game?
What is the end game? How are we making our inroads into the power structure?
How are we going to close the economic gap between the two groups under a Trump mentality?
You know, it'll take 228 years.
Tell me, Mr. Harris.
Through education. Donald Trump has been preaching education is the new civil rights
Okay.
Since he's been in the White House.
Now you know you're speaking to an educator, right?
No, he don't know that.
He don't know that.
I'm telling you.
And you know you're speaking to an educator, right?
I'm telling you the truth, brother.
Okay.
I do the videos. The ultimate equalizer is education.
That's not true, by the way, because Nigerians have the largest group of educators in the country is still in a dire strait. Matter of fact, you can look at other countries.
It's actually
let's go to call.
It's actually Japanese.
Wait, hold up.
We can Google that. It's actually Japanese.
We can accept, but let me tell you something. Let me tell you something though. As we get to the caller, you keep saying Google everything
because it's facts.
Let me tell you. No, Google is not. It's not facts. You got to go deeper than Google, and that's the problem that you don't understand here. But let's go, caller.
Caller, what's happening, caller?
All right, good day, gentlemen.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
See, my issue with this entire thing is, Lionel's over here saying, a rising tide lifts all boats. Yeah, that's the whole way of thought, right?
Right.
All right. So what I don't get is he's a conservative. He believes in, aside from making fun of his baby mama, you get married, you stay married, you work hard, you do the right thing. And these things are statistically, you will not be poor. And then it doesn't just take 10, 20 years to get back everything that, black people were screwed out of, 200 years of, let's say progress. And everybody knows that. And that's why there's so much pain in society. But the thing is, you don't continue to hold on to that. You strive to work together. And I do like the Black Wall Street. And I hated what happened at Tulsa. That was an absolute massacre. And that was that was done by a bunch of really nasty, very powerful, wealthy people, just like what's going on in the rest of the world right now. There's a lot of people who are conspiring everybody. That's why identity politics was introduced, dude. Identity politics is used to keep everybody divided.
Yeah. But okay.
Well, you say Black Americans, you say Asian Americans, you say X, Y, and Z. That's identity politics, dude.
No, that's not identity politics. But go ahead.
There's no such thing as
that's intersectionality. That's identity politics.
Okay,
that really wasn't that big of a deal.
Thank you, caller. I appreciate that. We're gonna handle this. I'm gonna handle that question. I'll handle your statement. So there's no such thing as non-identity politics. You get into politics because you have a certain point of view that another group that you share that you share with, and that is your identity. That is a code word for us to confuse us. Just like they said we're not monolithic. Now, at the same time, they say we're not monolithic, but the same people will tell you blacks don't stick together. So which one? You want us to stick together? If we're going to stick together, we're going to be monolithic.
And it's going to be an identity.
And really, the true thing is when you hear callers who say, it's not about black and white, and I really feel bad about Tulsa. Don't feel bad about Tulsa. Understand that Tulsa's still not repaired to this day because of what happened. And it's not a bunch or a few. It was the whole state conspired to, and not the state, but the government itself conspired to destroy black wealth. And we're talking about black wealth and black progress as though the things that put in our path was yesterday. Right now, as of yesterday, I mean talking about literally yesterday, or as of right now, you can follow the statistics and they're telling you blacks aren't not getting the same value for their homes that whites are getting.
No.
Right now, you can see that with gentrification, a black person just as qualified as another person is not getting a loan to get the house. So therefore, it is not something that happened 10, 15, 20, 30, 100 years ago. Right. We're talking about stuff that's happening right now. Is the rug is being pulled out from black people, and only until they recognize themselves that they're black are we going to have progress.
Okay, caller.
I'm sorry if this is a teaching show, but we got to let y'all know.
Let's go, caller.
But they got to learn some stuff because they ain't learning. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead. Who calling?
Hello.
This non-knowing stuff.
Hello. People throw around buzz terms and don't know what they mean.
Yeah,
see, that's the problem.
They're thinking. Hey, Harris, and we want to ask you next question.
Hello.
Harris, I'm going to ask you next question. Okay, go ahead, caller. Go ahead, caller.
It's on me?
Yes. Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, all right. How's everyone doing today?
We're doing good.
Good. Now it's a two-part question. They were not really similar, but I'm curious what you guys think about them. So the first part is, what do you guys think about the government and the CDC and most of all the media? Do you think that it's having a psychological impact on them obligating and making everybody wear masks? I think it's having a psychological effect on people, and I think that they're doing it honestly to see what they can get away with and how the average American responds to this so-called threat. And I believe that the media has pushed it so far out of bounds that people are just confused now, and they're just listening to everything they say. So do you think that it's having a psychological effect on the society right now?
Okay, what's the second one?
And second question. So
okay.
I'm sorry.
What's the second question?
That was both rolled in one right there.
Oprah's comments.
about white privilege.
Oprah's comments about white privilege. Okay, that's the
and
second.
what about it? And what about it?
Do you back Oprah's? Oh, go ahead.
I don't know what she said. I don't listen to her.
I do. She said that even if you have a white person really doesn't do anything for you, they have what they call privilege. They're connected by their skin color, so therefore they actually do have power.
Okay, we'll deal with that.
Considering that Oprah's not the most radical person in the world, I'm not going to be arguing the fact that
about
Oprah,
the CDC.
Yeah, but go ahead, bro. Go ahead, Harris.
Go ahead about what?
The CDC. He's saying.
Well, the caller just asked.
He's saying, is it?
Well, no. Harris remembers. Go ahead, Harris. Just answer.
No, he was asking y'all that.
He was asking you too.
No,
he said the
most
panel.
of us.
I was asking all three of you.
Oh,
absolutely.
So you go first.
I was.
Like, I can try to make it like
no, we got it.
Answer it.
No. Let Harris answer.
No, you answer. I didn't. He didn't say it. I'm confused. Go answer. I thought he was answering y'all.
He was asking, is the CDC, with all of this attention about masks and everything, adding to having a psychological impact basically on society in terms of fear regarding COVID?
Absolutely. Well put.
That's what he was saying. So go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You can answer.
Okay,
That's not my type of question. I'm here for Donald Trump.
No.
I'm here for Donald Trump. I'm not here for no COVID. I'm here for Donald Trump.
Well, let's do it like this.
Okay, next caller.
Is the CDC, and we'll answer both of those questions. The CDC in terms of
we're going to answer it.
Let's go Buffalo.
Of the psychological effects, sure that has a psychological impact on society without a doubt, but also a bigger psychological impact, I think, was the cavalier attitude that Donald Trump showed towards COVID and the subsequent silencing of different individuals and all that other stuff. It doesn't show like a coordinated effort in terms of a response to what he considered a hoax. And what did he call it? The Kung flu and all these other terms, since we're talking about identity with Asians or whatever. But the point is, people's responses to that is you have to protect, of course, but you have to be logical and scientific about it. I mean, putting out there people drinking bleach and
wait. First of all, right, he had followed the science, right?
Who?
Didn't he lock down the? Didn't the science tell him to lock down the borders?
No, he did that anyway. He was doing that before that.
What we on lockdown for?
No,
what we on lockdown for 6 weeks?
That's not what the science told. The science said to get a system together to respond, the testing system and all of that. He didn't do that. He lagged.
You have to get the testing together, right? You have to get the appropriate testing together. This was something new. Barack Obama didn't leave no test kits or nothing like that. This was something.
He dismantled the response team that they had set up to deal with it. What are you talking about?
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
He moved them to a different thing. He renamed it.
Renamed it. What did he rename it? Non-response.
He called it fired.
What did he rename it?
No.
Fired.
Terminated.
What do you call? What do you call it? Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
We let him say.
No, you're not. Every time I talk,
go ahead, say something. Get in.
Go ahead.
Every time I talk, brother.
Okay, go ahead. Apologize.
Okay,
go ahead.
Okay, so y'all want to talk, right? What more could Donald Trump have done for coronavirus, right? As far as getting stuff together that somebody else could have done better. I want to, because everybody talking about what he couldn't have done, right? What could he have done better?
Well, look, that's a slick debate tactic.
It's not. It's true.
Okay.
And then you turn around and say, well, who could have done better? No, the whole point is what he did do, which was wrong. It's not a fact that a mythical person who we haven't put in that place yet, he's in the place. We can't talk about somebody who would be in the place.
No, I'm asking you a question, brother. Right, what could he do right? I'm not asking what he done.
He can act like an adult and look at the politics. I mean,
stop telling people to drink bleach.
Yeah, don't tell people to drink stuff that actually killed them, like the couple in Phoenix.
No.
All right, in Arizona who died because he told them to.
I'll give you $100 right now if you can Google where he say somebody not what the media said, what he said about drinking bleach.
Okay. Well, I don't want to argue on that. Yeah,
he didn't say that, brother. I studied it. No. You said he drank bleach.
Okay, Mr. Harris.
No, you ain't got to put up nothing. Find what he say. You drink bleach at, and I'll give you $100.
Mr. Harris, okay, we do.
He didn't say it.
Okay, Mr. Harris, we do know that he wasn't wearing a mask. Now he's wearing a mask. We know that his good dear.
No, we asking you, brother. I'm asking you a different question, brother. What could Donald Trump do more? What policies he could have put forward? What things he could have created, what bills he could have passed that helped coronavirus at an early stage or done it better. Because everybody's saying what he done wrong. What could he done right?
At mass meetings when he had governors say to tell your people not to wear a mask. You asked what?
I'm asking policies, brother. I'm not asking what he told people to do.
At this point in time, we're not talking about policies. Policies take a long time to develop and get passed.
But you just talked about testing and all of that.
Listen, we have a pandemic that's on us right now.
But you just talked about testing.
That's why you have wartime acts where you can then make things happen.
And then you just flipped and said that, he didn't have enough time to get this together and put this policy. Yeah. And then you talking about, let's go to policy when I start pointing out what he was doing. Anyway, as far as Oprah's concerned about white privilege and all of that, yes. And in her comments, yes, all white people benefit from white privilege. That's the bottom line, and that's the truth. There's no refuting that. They do. Regardless if they agree with what has happened in the past, they all have received benefit of white privilege, and that's without question.
Yeah,
next caller.
Next caller?
Caller, let's go.
Let's go.
Hello. Caller. Can I hear you?
Yeah,
yes.
I hear something.
Hello. You're on, caller.
Hello.
Yeah,
yes.
Hey, how you doing?
All right. Why do you guys think that so many people on the left are very quick to call black people who are conservative Uncle Toms and house niggas?
Good question. Now, where are you calling from, caller?
Down south.
North Carolina.
All right.
Okay, watch the N word, okay? Because I'm just letting you. Just got to watch that.
I'm sorry. I apologize, but that's what I hear them called.
Okay, now listen to me.
Okay.
No, we're not. Okay, go ahead, brother.
No, go ahead.
All right, so I don't want to be drawn out, but you all ask questions and then you say, take too damn long. You got to answer that in 4 questions. But the whole thing is this.
Because that used to me getting straight to the point.
Well, because the whole point, but when you get straight to the point, you miss out a lot of facts. So the point thing is, the issue is this. When you have historically black people who have sold out the interest of black people.
The masses.
To go to the dominant society to get privileges. Because they know the dominant society has. If you look at somebody like Clarence Thomas, who sits on the Supreme Court and hasn't issued any rulings, hasn't done his homework, he's only there because he represents a black face in a white spot that whites feel comfortable with. And if you look at our history, we've always encountered that type of people who sold us out. It's not just our group. Other groups have done it too. The Japanese had it. White people call it.
Who sold us out?
White folks call it. No, please, Harris. White folks call it Benedict Arnold.
I don't
white
understand,
folks call them Benedict Arnold.
How can we have a debate show, or how can we have a debate show when every time I try to fact check you or anything like that, you say hold on and you keep on going with your story?
Well, your debate style. Your debate style is how come we always gotta? How come y'all hurt me?
A question is not a fact check, man. That's not a fact check.
Yeah.
I'm asking her, when you say something, right, and I think, right, that it may not be true. Why can't I ask you to where you get the proof on that? There's plenty of times I try to ask you something and y'all hold on, Mr. Harris.
Okay, we can cite.
But then you turn around and say we speak too long, though.
Yeah, we can cite. But then if we want to give,
but you're not letting me speak enough.
Okay, well, speak.
Harris,
that's what we tell you. Go ahead. Okay, we're gonna be quiet.
Go ahead. Listen.
You explain to this. Okay.
Come on, caller.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Go ahead. You can speak.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi. I got cut off a couple minutes ago when I was talking about Lionel.
Yes.
I feel discriminated against.
We don't have no control, so we don't have that power. But go ahead.
You guys put me on hold, and then I got cut off, and I'm like, okay.
It feels bad, doesn't it? You get angry, don't you? You feel like Malcolm X, don't you? Go ahead, though, with the question.
Right.
Go ahead with the question.
I know. Okay. All right. So my question is, I just want to know what Lionel thinks about Harriet Tubman and Dr. Martin Luther King and Frederick Douglass.
Okay.
I believe that all of them was powerful leaders that each taught a lesson to black strength, black ability, and each was important to black history, right? I believe that people don't look at the positives of black heroes and black historical figures. They always look at the negative. I don't look at slavery necessarily as also bad. It is everything. I look at slavery as also black people overcame something that was put in front of them. I look at the powerful people that came out of slavery. I look at the powerful people that died from slavery. I look at the intelligent people. I look at the things we built. I look at the things we came from. I look at the progress we made. I don't look at the negative things about slavery like other people do. and put a negative spin on it. I look at my ancestors as powerful people, as intelligent people, as people with strength. I don't look at them as victims of victims or victims of slavery and things like that. So that's my take on that.
Okay.
Lionel, I love it. Can I add to that a little bit?
Yes.
Well, I just want to say that coming from a Mexican background, I just think that sometimes God uses adversity to make us stronger. And I think we have it all wrong in our country. Like Joseph in the Old Testament, his brothers sold him into slavery, and he became one of the most powerful people in Egypt. And he actually brought his own family out of poverty. So maybe sometimes God uses adversity to bring us out of certain things.
God killed a bunch of Egyptians. God drowned a whole bunch of Egyptians.
Whole army.
In a whole army.
Yeah,
I know that part.
But talking. You're talking about a different story. I'm talking about Joseph rising up. He got sold into slavery. And all I'm saying is sometimes God uses adversity to bring us out. And I love what Lionel had to say, because I think we have to stop approaching things as
well. Slavery by its definition is something that is a victimizing situation.
We got another caller. Okay, thank you very much, caller, for the comment.
Slavery by its definition is a victimizing situation. So we can't say they weren't victims, because if you're a slave, then you obviously were victimized.
Go ahead, caller.
That makes sense.
Hello.
But I see why they like you, because you apologize for the behavior.
No, I don't apologize for no behavior. I just don't.
Is a caller there?
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, let's go. How you doing?
I'm great. How you guys doing?
I'm doing good. Doing
You
good.
got any black followers?
A lot of these callers are black.
No, they're not. Go ahead.
Go ahead. It don't matter.
No, it's all good.
Yes, sir.
So, first off, not every Trump follower is like some of these callers we're getting in here. We're all kinds of different people.
Mm-hmm.
And I really want to understand where you guys come out on Black Lives Matter organization. Just the organization.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you want us to answer that?
Question.
I like that question. You ready to answer that?
And I'm going to answer.
Black Lives Matter is an organization that came out around the issues concerning police brutality, but they have their own agenda regarding that. That is a issue that galvanizes people. But Black Lives Matter was a slogan and then became the organization as well. The organization itself has a platform that I don't necessarily agree with, but that's that organization's platform. As far as the issue of brutality, oppression, and the outright murder of black people, that's always going to be in the forefront. Now, people have a problem separating it. Their agenda, whatever their personal beliefs and their stated platform is one thing, but the issue is bigger than that organization. Mm-hmm. You got something you want to add?
Yeah, I just want to say I don't know how I'm along with Tehuti. I'm not really a Black Lives Matter organizer or agree with the organization because they have an agenda that I do not agree with. But you can't argue that Black Lives matter, and people actually argue that Black lives don't matter, and it's kind of discerning to me. Actually, Black Power matters more than exactly for us. Next caller.
Wait. First of all,
Ms. Harris. Sorry.
Black Lives Matter was based on a lie because it was first hands up, don't shoot, right? And we found out that was a false narrative, right? Mm-hmm. Black Lives Matter morphed into Black Lives Matter because hands up, don't shoot was a lie. And they had to make up something. You know what I'm saying?
How was that a lie?
Was a lie.
How was that?
Because Michael Brown hands wasn't up.
How you know?
Huh?
Were you there?
Because
no, answer the question. Was you there?
I'm telling you what the evidence showed, brother.
Okay. What evidence?
I just study out all that, brother.
Okay, what the police put out. That evidence. Yeah, okay, I got you. All right.
Even if,
we got one more caller?
We just can't. We can't do this to our ancestors.
Nah.
I'm just telling you, brother.
Okay.
It's based on a lie.
Okay, Trayvon. Wait a minute. Trayvon Martin was a lie.
I didn't say Trayvon Martin was a lie.
I'm gonna go through all.
I didn't say Breonna Taylor was a lie. Okay. I didn't say nothing was a lie.
All of them.
Caller, next caller.
Let's go.
Caller.
Tamir Rice, all of them.
Tamir.
I didn't say that was a lie.
We got too many examples though for you to focus on that. There's too many examples to the
No,
contrary.
I didn't say it wasn't no examples.
We don't
brother.
hear him. We're waiting on the caller. That's why we still talking.
But when it's a false example, I'm not supposed to bring it up.
Okay, no, I didn't say nothing.
It was
about
false.
That. Okay,
It wasn't false.
maybe that was
The witnesses said they lied.
Yeah.
The point being is that
Two of them witnesses came up dead.
And
So,
then the
so
point-
that I would say
A
I
lot
lied.
of witnesses come up
Look,
dead.
that's what I'm saying. I might say I lied too, bro. After that,
Hello?
Well, yes,
go ahead. Okay, caller.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
go
He
ahead.
black.
Yeah, I'm black, and
You black, brother?
I've been raised. I've been raised to support the Democratic Party
They shouldn't have
my
done that
whole
to you.
life.
They shouldn't have done that to you. Go ahead.
I've just, I've always believed that the Democrats. Can they hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So my whole thing is when I separated myself and started being a free thinker who looks at things being unbiased, because in the black community it's always, oh, the Republicans are evil. But then I started studying Malcolm X. And one thing I know is Malcolm X said he would never organize the black race to support the Democrats or the Republicans because both parties have sold black people out, including black politicians and black celebrities and black influencers.
That's right.
And he said the worst enemy to the black man is the white liberal because you're just a political pawn against the white conservative, and they don't care, and they thrive with you not actually empowering yourself, not advancing, because if they cared, even when they've had the House, when they've had the Senate, Congress, black people have never gotten out of the situation that they're in. So my whole thing is they want us to be in the situation, screaming Black Lives Matter. So do they really care? No, they don't. So I still don't understand why people are free thinkers to where Joe Biden today, earlier in the interview that was released, he says black people are diverse thinkers. So
exactly,
that's my whole thing. That's all I
appreciate that.
I wanted to know y'all.
That's great. That's a
Yes,
great
sir.
comment.
Yeah.
That's a great
Appreciate that comment.
Next caller. We got next caller. Oh, Harris, you want to say, brother Harris, you want to say something?
No, I'm just saying, y'all, what y'all fail to realize, right, is I speak for a lot of black people. A lot of black people.
1 second, caller. Let him finish.
I'm the voice for a lot of black people. So a lot of black people, like these people calling, as you can tell, they're very educated, very well spoken. You know what I'm saying?
Say they weren't.
I'm just saying, if I wasn't on my shit, they wouldn't follow me.
I heard that. Yeah, but go ahead. Next caller.
Yes, caller.
All right. So I just want to say I'm a big fan of Lionel. And then second,
thank you.
I want to talk about a situation that is not unique to me, but it's something that doesn't happen often enough to make it on the news. So I live in a very liberal town near Seattle, Washington. And I live in a place where white people are the minority, right? And as far as mainstream media goes, discriminating against white people is normalized where I live, right? So I get targeted at school because of my skin color, right? I get I've gotten robbed a couple of times because of my skin color, jumped, whatever you want to call it. And if I try to tell people that I face these type of consequences for the color of my skin, I get dismissed on this argument that cannot be racist.
Right.
That's good. That's good.
That's a good comment. It sounds real good, doesn't it? Watch how good it is. Let's listen. Now let me explain this to you. There's the lady before us quoted scriptures. One of them is the sins of the father will be visited upon the children. So what you're receiving, sir, is the backlash, I guess, or you want to call it reverse racism. I guess that's what you're referring to. You said discrimination, but I believe you're talking about reverse racism or something to that point. And the point is that
so you said it's retribution for his ancestors of slavery. That's what you're gonna say?
No, it's retribution for the fact that Bank of America probably screwed one of those kids' parents out of their home. And they upset. If we don't have justice. If we don't have justice, nobody gonna have justice. If there's no justice, there ain't gonna be no peace. That's what we need.
Like I said, here you come to the rescue. I couldn't even finish my statement as you always come and think. But that's what you're supposed to do. And see, when we do the litmus test, if we shake that up in the thing, that's why the Sambo juice comes out. Exactly. Because you jump immediately into a defense of something because you know where I'm going. Because I'm going with, you say history teaches us what? History teaches us the lesson of
that's
the past
wrong,
mistakes.
homie.
It is wrong. It's wrong to identify somebody, but you have to know the reasons behind why something occurs. What is wrong with what was done to those people, is put them in that mindset that they have to retaliate. Do you understand that
Exactly.
point? What was
Alleviate
wrongs that was done to them.
Yeah.
If you took those wrongs away,
Then they'll
he
be a
would
different
he would
person.
not
He
even
wouldn't have
have
to
to
get
deal
beaten.
with that.
That's what we're
But you
trying to
never
tell
dealt
you.
with those wrongs. You
Yeah.
only want to deal with the
okay.
reaction
Yeah.
after they have dealt with
Boom.
being wrong.
Boom.
And that is the problem. See,
Boom.
you never can. You can't undo. You can't unbraid. You can't unscramble an egg.
Boom.
You
Next
can't
caller.
unscramble an egg.
Can I say one thing, right?
Say one thing, Mr. Harris.
All right. That whatever what you just said, right? And what he talking about, that is still preaching hate, right?
No, it's not.
Okay. It's preaching separation because you're saying, right, what happened to you is deserved because what your
I didn't
ancestors.
say that. That's what you just said.
I'm not saying you said he deserved it. I'm saying the person that robbed him probably said that.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
We're not talking about what the person robbed him. Let's talk about what he said. He didn't say
Okay, okay,
deserved.
okay.
He said the climate that is created is going to cause people to be angry because of their being wronged. And if they're being wronged, they're not going to sit silently and just be wronged. We have to create a climate of equality,
For everyone.
of fairness. When we have that, then we have people treating each other fairly. Let's have the next caller.
So I never got a chance to answer my question.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's good.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, next caller. Okay,
I
go
was
ahead, Mr.
cut
Harris.
off.
Go ahead, Mr. Harris. Go ahead.
No, it's good. We got a call. I don't want to be rude.
Go ahead, next caller. Sorry, Mr. Harris. Next caller.
Yes, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Again.
Hello, gentlemen. Great to see you all.
Great to see you.
Great to hear
If we can see you, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Well, fair enough. Big fan of Lionel. One of the best senses of humor I've run across.
Thank you.
Good to see you, man.
Thank you.
Here's my question. Recent research is showing that genetically we are all African.
That's right.
Scientifically and genetically,
Break it down.
there are no major differences among human beings.
Well,
Are you open to the idea of a future where our race is no longer a core part of our identities, where people no longer think of themselves or each other, where race is a significant or defining characteristic?
Mm-hmm.
okay. And your question is?
You want us to talk about that?
No, I mean, what's
Yes,
your
yes.
question?
Okay. Oh,
That's my question is, can you imagine a future where
No.
I don't think of myself as a race, I don't think of another person as a race,
Mr. Harris, you want to take that?
and is that a desirable future?
okay.
No, it's a desirable future, but certain people won't have it because certain people are always going to feel like they're victims, and other people are superior and taking advantage of them, and they never get their rights. So it's always going to be a separation because it's an easy excuse to blame it on your skin color and not on your education.
Okay, now let's take that.
Let me deal with the science after you finish. Okay, go ahead.
Well, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. So, Mr. Harris, it's sad that the man gave asked a question that gave us a perfect opportunity to talk about the perfect world, and you used it to really denigrate black people's legitimate response to an imperfect
Victimization,
world.
yeah.
So therefore, when you use that term victimization, that is one of those code words that's dropped into our community to cause confusion. In other words, if I do you wrong, it's like if I raped a woman and then she speaks about that rape, and I say, well, there you go, being a victim. Stop being a victim. It's all over.
And better yet,
so the question was a good question.
One response for you to
Go
that,
ahead,
right?
go ahead. Then I'm gonna deal with
when I said victim, right, I didn't necessarily say color because there's white people out there that think they're victims, think they're getting their
We
rights.
all know the
But it was
overall.
I didn't say that.
We all know.
Okay.
Mr. Harris,
We'll give you that. We'll give you that.
I never put in that.
Okay,
in that
in the
all right,
context,
all right, Mr.
but the
Harris.
question was asked about race, so it's in the context
of
of race.
race,
But
and
let's
we
deal
know,
with it.
yeah.
Let's deal with it. In terms of race, who started classifying people in terms of race? That was Caucasians that did that classification. Johann Blumenbach. Okay, so that's where it began. People, as far as the world that he's talking about, that was the ancient world. It was a world that people didn't really concern themselves with color or quote unquote race because they didn't even have racial classification. So that came about by a certain group of people who decided that they needed a separate racial a racial classification to consolidate power to have control over other people of color. Because if true integration or a true cornucopia, whatever you want to call it, of races occurred, then the racial characteristics or the physical characteristics will come back to African. There's no doubt about that because of the Mandal's law of dominant and recessive genes proves that. So we are all for that because we are the only people that actually can say from a genetic standpoint that is welcoming of all people from different so-called strands because the genetic pool is an African pool. Boom. And so there is no question about where they have to come to regardless if they do it or not.
Boom.
Caller.
Next caller. Boom. That's it in a nutshell.
Caller.
I feel like
Hello?
Bill Barr.
You should feel it.
Hello,
Right.
let's go. Yes,
caller.
sir.
Speak
You have a
up.
question?
When he says caller, speak up. Come on up. Come on with it, y'all.
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Yes.
Hi.
Go ahead.
Yeah, hi. My name is Nixon, and I have a question for Lonnel Harris.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Loud and clear. Just
Go ahead.
shoot it.
Okay. Yeah. So my question for you two guys, not Lionel, but the other two guys. Lionel has a good point. I was watching just a video yesterday. These two conservative twins. You guys know them?
No, but keep going.
Okay. Anyway, they're comedians. Twins talk about just like Lionel supporters
The
of Trump.
Twins.
Anyway,
Okay, keep going.
so they were saying like, you got people around the world coming to America, and you won't see a lot of Indian homeless, Chinese homeless. They're doing a successful owning business and such. And so when Lionel talked about, black people could do this and that, I get it. But you two black people, sorry, I shouldn't say the word black.
No,
You
say
two
black
other
people.
guys, you guys make it always complain about white supremacists. How long is
It
this
is
going to
white
go for if Indian, Chinese, and Spanish people can do anything?
Wait.
Black people can do anything too. But why are you guys saying it's
says-
always about the cop, it's always about the Trump, it's always about something else?
Harris
Like,
just
I
said.
feel like you guys
Harris, okay,
always,
thank you, caller.
um,
Thank you, caller.
thank you.
Harris
We're
just
gonna
said.
address-
I'm saying.
Harris
You guys
just
are
said.
always picking on something.
All right, please turn the caller
hey,
down.
we're gonna address-
Harris
we're gonna
just
address
said.
it.
Harris just said he made a statement about victimization, and he said, "I said nothing about color." But your next supporter calls in and speaks nothing but of color
Because he was
and-
referencing to what
listen,
y'all was talking about,
No.
brother.
Listen,
he wasn't
listen.
referencing to what I was talking about.
Listen, Harris, listen what I'm saying.
I'ma
Your
finish
caller
this
just calls in and starts talking about we see other groups doing differently than this
What's wrong
black
with these
group.
blacks?
What's wrong
What's
with
wrong
these
with
black
these
groups?
blacks?
And when we respond, they say, "Don't talk about your victimization." As a matter of fact, we all the world.
Well,
Let's
this
not
is what's
talk
wrong.
about. So in the solution, you don't want to hear black, but in the problem, you want to speak on black.
Exactly.
That is a problem.
No, he
and you're a
don't-
cheerleader for them because and they like the fact that when they make their position, they got a black
Now-
man who
now-
enjoys the admiration of them,
Right.
co-signing on that.
And to his diatribe on why these other groups are performing, because they have an identity, what your other caller said we don't need. They have an identity. They come over here as Chinese. They come over here as Indian, as he says, and Farsis and whatever else. And they rally around that identity and build economics around that identity. You go to Koreatown, you go to Little Tokyo, Chinatown. You have all these identities. And then they
Armenians
tell the black people, us, that
don't
we
have
don't
one.
have no identity. You melt into
And melt
everything
into
else.
everybody.
That is what is prescribed.
who
that is
tell us
what
that?
is
Wait,
educated.
who
And
It's in
each
your
one of
school.
them have an enemy.
Can I ask you a
Each one of them has
question?
something in
Who
their
tell us
past
that?
they
Wait,
say
wait,
never
wait,
again.
wait,
Each one of them. The
wait,
Armenians have one.
wait,
The Chinese against the Japanese have one. The Koreans against
Can I
what
ask a
America
question,
don't
brother?
have
Hold
one.
on. You said who tells us
Who
that?
tell us that?
The whole integration program told us that. What do you
No,
mean?
nobody told me
yes,
that.
They did.
Yes, they
yes,
did.
they
They
did.
told me.
Yes, they do. And it's in your school book. What do you mean?
Yeah, it's in
What do
your
you think
school book.
multiculturalism is? What do you think? What do you
Exactly.
think that is?
Well, exactly.
Everybody just come together and get into the multicultural
And you
pot,
just
and
said-
you don't have an identity.
I have an identity, but I'm American.
That's not an
that's not an
identity.
identity. There you go.
There you go.
There
That's
you
not
go.
an identity.
Go
there
ahead.
it is. Everyone else that they name has a specific
Because you
identity.
being an American, your supporter just called you and said, "Yeah, you might be a American to your mind, but your people are in a situation."
Two more
All right,
callers.
let's go. Two more callers.
All right, let's go.
Let's hear it.
Hello, caller.
Shoot.
Hey guys, how you doing tonight?
Doing good. Doing good.
All right, Brother Madison and my host, listen, I know it's real tough for you guys tonight because you guys get flooded by the Harris, army. So I just want to say real
We
quick.
go one, we go all.
You guys doing a great job. But on Harris' side, I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican. So I tuned in tonight because I want to find out truly what is your ideology for being a black man going for Trump. Give me like 2-3 minutes and tell me why I should be voting for Trump right now.
Okay. Why you should be voting for Trump, right? Because Trump has done more for blacks than anybody else in history, right? Trump preached unity while others preach separation. He preached the uprising of blacks while others give reasons on why we doing bad, why we in the state of we in, right? Trump has put in laws. Trump has put in place things that have made black businesses successful. I done saw a lot of black ownership since I've been successful, right? And I saw a lot of things he's done implemented as far as helping black people out that nobody else has done, right? Opportunity zones. He donated more money for stem cell research. He done an executive thing on that. He outlawed lynching, right? And this not just for black folks. He also done things for the world as far as sex trafficking. It's been more child molesters that's been apprehended since he's been in office, right? Also, I like his foreign policies, saying that he's getting money from other nations and things like that, right? I also like his demeanor, and I like the fact that he say what he say. He say what he want to say. I also like that he's accessible. Whether you like him or not, he's going to tell you what's on his mind. He's not going to turn down any questions. He's not going to hide from you. Trump is a man's man. He's not a politician, right? And I feel the same. And it's not also Donald Trump. It's also a lot of his supporters that show me a different life, because I used to believe that white people was racist. I mean, this 2 years ago, I was a Democrat. I used to believe all white people was racist. I couldn't trust white people. White people wasn't going to do nothing for me. But it's also a big part is the MAGA, everybody who support MAGA, the love they show me, the support they show me, the things the conversations I had with them. I just seen a whole different light, and I support Donald Trump because I see what Donald Trump do, and I see the supporters that support him, how they not. Okay, go ahead. Okay.
Now, one question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, I've watched your show before. And do you think that all of your followers are following you because of the fact that you're actually saying, educational things about Trump, or is it because you're a black person sort of saying bad things about the black community and they love the way you make fun of your own community? And that's why they support you. That's why you have so many of these racist, people that's on your channel that support you. You got so much support because they love, I don't want to say it, but they love the fact that you're cooning on your channel.
Yeah, I understand.
And then I don't understand. I mean, do you feel good about that? Do you feel good that you got all these people that are supporting you strictly because you're a black man putting down your own community?
Yes.
Okay. Now let me get into what
that's a good question, Carl.
Okay, that's a damn good question, and I'm prepared for all that. Yeah. First of all, I'm a comedian, right? Second of all, I've always joked about my community. The whole 5 years, I joked about my community, right? And if you look at any parts of my comedy career, I always talked about my baby mama, my circumstances, things like that, right? Now, as far as people liking me because I do a certain style of comedy, what I do is I know people who live through me vicariously, right? So I say what people think, right? And it's just not white people, right? I never switch my comedy to satisfy white people. If you look at my comedy, I never changed through the whole 5 years. The only thing that happened is I changed my topic and more white people started supporting me. If you look at my comedy page, most of my jokes are about Nancy Pelosi, Hillary Clinton. You know what I'm saying? 90% of my jokes are about white people. It's only the 10% of the jokes I say about black people is who I joke about, Barack Obama and other people like that. But if you watch my show, 90% of my jokes are about white people. So why would white people get mad at me talking about white people? I'm not cooning talking about my neighborhood. I'm talking about politics. Most of my shows are talking about child molester, taxes, China, things like that. If you look at my videos, don't none of them say nothing about black folks. I say why black folks need to vote for this. Black folks should watch this. I do the history of black folks. I do things that I do put out information that black folks might not know. Now, when you say I talk about black folks, how do I talk about my community since you watch my show? Well, I would love that. Because to me, I talk politics. If you look at my page, it's Nancy Pelosi, Hillary Clinton, and stuff like that. I don't talk about my community. When I joke, I'm a comedian. I'm just like a rapper. When a rap talk about the drugs and shooting,
but it's
shit,
not funny.
Exactly.
Our
see,
situation is not funny.
Yeah, some things are serious, and see, they will always have a comedian to do this.
Can I say can I say it one more time? Right. As far as my comedy, right?
Okay.
I don't. I have a certain comedy style that nobody can do. Right now, I help. You know Kendrick Johnson, the boy found in Atlanta, rolled up in the mat. I done a show for I done a comedy skit on that. The mother was so impressed. She reached out to me and I helped her out, right? I don't know if you know about LaToya Maxby, the girl was found stabbed 63 times in the St. Louis hotel. Wow, the family reached out to me on that. I don't know if you know about Samaje Crosby, the little baby that was found up under the. All right, I helped out the family on that, right?
So your point is what though?
By me doing my comedy, I help so many people.
He's able to help.
Okay.
Because a lot of people don't know about these stories until I do them.
Well, what we want is no more murders like that. And to not have murders like that, you can't be making comedy.
No. Let me.
You can't be emboldened.
No. I'm not emboldened. I'm bringing out what's happening in my community, right? But like, if I hold on, like, like my last video, right, about all the death murders of the black babies happening in Chicago, right? There's nothing funny about that, right? So do you know how I actually cry sometimes when I watch them videos? Do you know how hard it is to watch them videos and try to bring awareness to it? Because ain't nobody else doing it in my community.
That's your community?
What?
The black community is your community.
Yes, that's my community.
You just said earlier that you're American. That's what I'm saying. That if that's your community, that's got to be community all the time. I ain't talking about where I live at as my community. When I go out and feed people, homeless, I feed people in my community. I don't look up for colors.
No, nobody said that.
Right? He just said that. He said my community.
I did say that.
No, he said black.
No, I did say that. Because I'm saying that the black problems you adopt and then say you want credit for
they still, no.
You don't want to identify yourself as a black person. I
am a black person. There's nothing I can't do about that. Hold on, wait. First of all, as far as history, you can Google my grandfather. I'm a part of history, black history. Rome Edward Bone, right? You can Google that. Okay. I live with a man that was part of history, so I know my history, brother, and I know where I come from.
And you act like we don't.
I'm just saying, you saying
you act like we don't.
You saying because I think a certain way. No, I know where you come from, but you saying because I think it's okay.
Okay, 3 minutes on the caller, and then we'll respond. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, I was calling. First of all, I don't know where y'all are at on the show, but I wanted to let you know that y'all are being awfully rude to Mr. Harris.
Being rude?
Thank you.
Rude?
Thank you.
Yes, very rude.
Thank you.
Yes, we are.
How so, though?
Yes, I am.
How would you say that?
Because y'all keep cutting him off and acting like all he does is kiss white people's ass.
And he doesn't cut us off?
No, and he does. I don't care if he cuts us off or not. He does.
Yes, he does. But go ahead.
No, he doesn't.
But go ahead.
Go ahead. And when he starts putting out points, you're not trying to even understand it. You just say, oh, no.
No, it's not. We're not trying
Trump
to understand
never said
We heard
anybody to drink any bleach, Lysol, anything like that. Okay. Well, you watch it.
Okay,
you
but
obviously don't watch what
who cares?
About.
Who cares about Trump, though?
First of all,
we're hearing about his ideology. We don't care anything about Trump.
Are we really trying to stand up for Trump's character? Is that what
you're saying?
Are we really trying to stand up for Trump as a leader?
Oh, you did. So wait. So did he say grab women by the pussy? Did he say that?
He said you could.
Did he say that?
Rich.
No, I'm asking you. Did
he? He didn't say he did.
That's how you want your leader to act? And that's how you want your leader to act?
That's right.
Welcome to Rome.
It was 10 years before he was ever elected.
It doesn't matter when it was. It's part of his character.
It doesn't matter when it was.
Oh, why are you getting upset? Why are you getting upset? First you said he didn't say it. So now he said it. Okay, come on.
Because you're accusing her of being a liar. That's why she's getting upset.
I said, did he say it? Did he say it or not?
The point is
did he say it or not?
She said that
he say it or not?
I said he said he could. He didn't say he did.
What's your opinion on Malcolm X?
Okay, so you say tomato and wait a minute. You say tomato and tomato. I don't give a damn. He said about grabbing a woman's pussy. Did he say that or not?
It's a reference.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
He's a man.
Never talked about women's asses or anything like that with your guys.
Okay,
right?
whatever.
Okay, all right.
She said the truth. No. Wait.
No,
can I ask a question? Why was she spitting facts? Why y'all trying to? No. She said that Donald Trump didn't say that. It was a reference, right? Why when she's spitting facts and when she's trying to talk, y'all cutting her off? That's the reason why she's mad. She's
I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm from Oklahoma and I can tell a redneck racist when I hear one.
But
that's why.
Listen.
Next caller.
Next caller. No, we don't need a caller. We're gonna finish. Let's sum up.
She's not worth
No,
it.
let's sum up.
Man,
Let's
you
sum
calling
up.
a redneck racist?
Let's sum up. Let's sum
Wow.
up.
You
Let's
even
sum
know
up.
that woman.
No, let's let. We don't have to know her.
I know her
We
very
know.
well.
We
You
know
gonna
her.
judge her?
We know her in
You don't even know her.
history.
I
We
know
know
her
her in
very
You know her
history.
history?
Yeah, I don't know Trump
Wow.
either. Hey, guess what? I never met Trump either.
You know, that's
I don't know him. I don't know
that's
him.
That is a
wrong, dog.
racist.
I don't know him.
No. Y'all supposed
But
to be
anyway,
educators, and that's so.
we are
That's an
educators.
ignorant statement, dog. To
What's
say y'all
ignorant?
know her.
We
Y'all
didn't
don't
say we
know
know
her.
her. We know her class. Like she
of all,
said,
that's
we know
ignorant.
that.
No, that's not ignorant.
It's not ignorant.
We
That
do
is
know.
ignorant.
We know her class.
Come on,
Saying
dog.
that we know her does
I would
not
never
mean.
do that to nobody.
All right,
We didn't. We don't.
Mr. Harris.
I would never judge
Lionel,
nobody
let me
like
tell you
that.
something,
Well, that's
Lionel.
good. That's
You're-
good.
you're-
To call somebody.
Caller,
Come on.
caller,
Let's
you're
go.
up.
Hello?
Yes.
Am I audible this time?
Go ahead. I got you.
Okay.
We hear you. Uh huh.
So we seem to be fond of history here, so let's get historical. The Democratic Party has not only been the party of democracy, but of demagoguery. We saw after civil rights, we saw after slavery. The Republicans fought very hard, in fact, for black slaves to be given citizenship after slavery was abolished, not abolished, but whatever we think of the 13th Amendment. The Republicans fought for them to be granted citizenship so they'd be immune to practices such as sharecropping, but the Democrats denied this. We saw this later on. 100 years later, when civil rights was passed, Lyndon Johnson literally told other Democratic lawmakers in an attempt to support them that what we would do instead is structure the welfare system to discourage black people from being able to support themselves economically outside of the welfare
True.
system.
Agreed.
What we do is we give them a little bit of cash,
We know, true.
and it
Move on.
discourages them from finding any
we
sort of
know.
job.
I know. That's you're
Now,
absolutely
50
right.
years before,
We
in
agree.
between the civil rights struggle,
We agree.
in between the civil rights struggle with slavery, what we saw is a debate between Booker T. Washington and W.E.B. Du Bois, in which Booker T. Washington said what we should do in order to give black people equality post-slavery is they should take economic power. W.E.B. Du Bois' answer was that they should take political power. Now, what's happened since? Black people have tried and been encouraged to, by the way, by the very system that oppresses them, to seek political power. And what has it done? As Cornel West said, we've had black faces in high places, and it has not worked. What we've seen from other immigrant groups is that they take economic power.
You need to make a point. We can't go
result.
through all the dissertation. We got your point. Now what is come down to your question? Because we're running out of
Why
time.
is economic power not the answer for black equality? We've seen it happen in every other group. When every other group takes economic power, their equality is a natural result.
Listen. First of all, the Democrats and Republicans act in tandem. They're good cop, bad cop. Second of all, that when you talk about economics, America has warred against black economic advancements. America, through its banking practices, such as subprime loans recently, such as redlining our neighborhoods, such as creating suburbs strictly for whites, and not enforcing the fair housing laws that codes that have been put on the books. So we know that America has warred on black people economically and also socially. They've warred on us all fronts. So we're not going to pick one or the other. We're not going to pick W.E.B. Du Bois or Booker T. Washington. We're going to say it's both because America's warred on us at all single levels.
And the power,
that is a fact. Even they admitted to that.
Right. And the power has to be economic, has to be political, has to be militarily as well. You have to have power on all bases and all people. Probably the power over your education, power over your choice, power not to be confused.
Exactly.
So that's our answer to that one. We heard all of that. And the Civil Rights Bill of the 60s was 100 years after the first one, by the way.
Exactly. Go ahead, Lionel. And also there was a great compromise that both parties switched. Rutherford B. Hayes and Tilden had a great compromise.
That's right.
And they gave up the South to the Klan and the White Citizens Council. Both parties did.
For
they
them
made
to
an agreement
troops.
that will both kill black people.
That's
so
right.
there's no such thing as a Republican or Democratic Party being great for black people.
Hand in hand. You flip the coin. It's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Same coin. Heads or tails. You're going to catch hell either way.
Yep, exactly.
You got to be independent in your thinking. And you got to be independent to know that there's a difference between the two.
Okay, what do independent thinkers? What kind of power do independent thinkers have inside in government and changing rules and policies and stuff like that?
You talking about working within the government? Yeah, I know. We said
if you're an independent thinker, right? I mean,
independent people. They have independent people all throughout governments, and they're
why can't be an independent thinker and a Trump supporter?
Because you're not independent. There's a contradiction of terms.
Exactly.
If you're going to be independent, that means you're going to stand on your own.
And then
you're actually dependent.
Exactly.
You're dependent upon the Trump.
Because your whole thing was when you first said is the reason when you answered the caller's call about why you was a Trump supporter. You said all the dependent things upon Trump. You didn't talk about self-sufficiency. No. You didn't talk about an independent independent ideology or something that's going to systematically make change. Yeah. You said Trump did this for us.
That means he
See,
has the
that's
power.
dependency right there. He has the power. Yeah. We have to have people that's going to empower us to do for ourselves. Exactly. And this is what Malcolm X was talking about.
That's exactly what Trump doing. You're proving my point. He's empowering us.
He's not doing that. I'm not proving anything because he's not doing that.
He would not do that for his base. His base itself, and we know his base. His base is a white conservative base. That's why he has such large rallies in the South.
And let me ask you this. Now, are you considering yourself, because the caller defined you as a black conservative, would you say that's an accurate?
I'm a black conservative.
Okay, now listen to this, man. When you say you're a black conservative, to conserve something means to preserve that which exists. So to be a black conservative, which means where black people are right now, you want to preserve. And where black people, that's what
conservative means. Keep the same. I mean, keep things the same, but improve on what you got.
Sir,
it's improvement. It's not keeping the things the same.
No, sir.
Come on, you're not conservative. It's small government.
You're not conservative. You can't be conservative. You can't conserve this water in this vessel and then say that you're going to improve it. You're going to consume it.
And it's not small government.
It's not.
The so-called conservatives have ballooned the military budget just as anybody else. As a matter of fact, the base for the Conservative Party is a military.
It's impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible to keep things the same as far as conservative from the 1800s.
Nobody said that.
Well, things got to change. You got to improve on the things that you got. Conservative is not changing.
Conserve what exists. And what exists is
the First Amendment right. The Second Amendment.
Wait a minute. What exists is a social order that has blacks on the bottom and whites on the top and the other people on top of blacks. So that's what exists. Now, I don't care what you say. That's what a conservative means. You conserve the social order that exists. And so to be a conservative as a black man, which is why we ask, as a black man, how could you ever be a conservative when we're down here trying to fight our way to the top? You say conserve what is, then you satisfy with us being on the bottom and a few individuals making a few $1 billion here and there. Exactly. That's what we're talking about.
That's what conservative is.
So
to conserve
who responsibility is to get us out of that situation?
Personal responsibility goes one. Then you have societal responsibility for the masses.
What's society supposed to do?
Listen. Personally, I can individually do a whole lot of things as an individual, but how does that help the masses? No, how does that help the masses that's caught up in the spider web and the trap that's here for them? Poor education, poor paying job, poor education, right? You live in a poor neighborhood, which allows you to go to a poor school, which recycles a poor education, which you don't have a job to come out to get because they're going. Trump himself talking about 58% of your youth are unemployed. What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose, he said. What do you have to lose? Not we can't gain this or we're going to do this. What else? We can't have that.
And if you're speaking about being independent and doing for self and self-responsibility and all this other self, why are you sitting around with a Trump hat on? And it's really just about you. It doesn't matter who's elected and who's not if it's really just about you. You can't argue both ways. You can't say
I can support somebody that support my ideology.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then you're also saying that you're dependent upon a group of people.
No, I'm not dependent on no group of people. What are you talking about? It has to be. You have to be. I mean, just because we agree with his policies, don't mean I have to share their light. It's a lot of Trump supporters I don't agree with, and it's a lot of Trump supporters don't agree with me. We are individuals. We are free-minded thinkers. Some of us Christians, some of us racist, some of us Klan members. It's all kind of different Trump supporters. I'm just saying.
Most are Klan members.
No, ain't no most Klan members. You don't even know most Trump supporters. You know what I'm saying? You don't know.
We know the type. That's what you don't have to know.
That's come on. You don't even
listen.
Oh my God! You know they type.
We don't know that. Okay.
Wow.
So what?
No. Would it be racist? Would it be racist if somebody came on and said they know our type?
Yes. No.
Wait. It'll be racist. Yeah. So it'll be racist, right?
But it's not racist when you say it.
No, it's not racist.
It's not racist when they
what
say
is
it
racist?
either.
No, wait.
No.
Wait. What is
y'all
racist?
answered it at the same time.
No, I asked you what's racist. What's racist?
No.
You asked would it be racist? I'm asking you what do you define racism as? What is racism?
Racism is something put in place to stop the advancement of a certain group. Right?
No, that's not racism. See, that's why we differ. That's why I'm saying when you ask the question,
Google, what is racism?
Yeah, you can Google it all you want. Let me tell you what racism is. Racism is prejudice plus
what does
power.
Google say?
Let him read it. Read it.
What did Google say?
Read it.
Huh?
Read it.
Racism is a marginalized and it done some other stuff. The marginalized a group. That's racism. You can't be racist to one person. You gotta be racist to a group.
Oh Lord, no, read
No,
the
that's
whole
what we
thing.
said. We said that.
No, wait, let him read
But
the
go
whole
ahead,
thing.
go ahead.
I know what. No,
read it.
What is your definition of racist?
No. He always does this. He flips the script and answers the question. I want you to answer the question. What is racism, man?
I just said it.
No,
I just
say it
answered the
again.
question.
Say it again slowly. Let's hear it.
It's when it's a system or something put in place to stop the advancement of a certain group of people.
Great.
Based on what?
Huh?
Based on what though?
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does matter.
Sex, religion.
Oh my God. No, that's not racism.
I said racism. Based on skin color. I'm thinking something. Based on skin color, based on background, based on origin. You know?
Therefore, if we say that's a certain type, I cannot be racist because to be racist, I would have to have the power to do certain to a system to do something to a whole
marginalize
group of
them.
people.
No, we can't do that. No, hold on. You gonna just
Google.
To be a racist, you have to have the power to enforce your prejudice, your belief. No, you have a power. You have a power. You have a power if you join to the group. That's what you. No.
The person that called got the same power you got. You don't have no more power than them. So if you say it's racist to you, if you say it's racist to them, then it's racist when you say it too. They have the same power you have.
Okay, hold on 1 second. If they have the same power, then when a policeman pulls me over, or pull you over, or pull him over, if they have the same power and they sit in the car, no, that is power. The power is who is enforcing it. What you talking about?
Power is what you're able to do.
They are associated with the group that has the power. The privilege is the power.
They are able to kill you.
The privilege is the power.
They're able to kill you and have the judge.
Money is privilege.
That ain't no money. The privilege is the power. It's a result of that power.
Man, come on now.
Come on, let's go to the caller.
Caller.
Hi, boys.
Hi, we're not boys.
Man, you mean?
But anyway, go ahead.
Yes.
Hi, this is Alia. I'm calling from DC. I just have a real quick question.
Sure.
You've stated several times that there are no masters, no good masters. Am I right?
Yes.
And later you stated, quote, we'd love Lionel if he stayed in his place.
Come with it,
So I have a question.
Come with it.
Just wondering where you learned this idea of telling black men there are no good masters except for you.
Well, she's saying you're his master.
Okay. First of all, his place is not defined by me. It is defined by the collective. The people that I belong to, the people that I belong to and he belongs to also. You step outside, you can step outside of that group. We are a defined group. That's why I said, yes, when whites say that we are a certain type, I don't think that is exactly a racist point because I'm proud of that type. That type of black people who have barbecues on the weekend, who enjoy going to their spiritual reunions together and their family reunions together and love cooking in the back house and have certain stories and have certain values and cultures that we do that are distinctive of other people, then yes, it is a group of people that when you step out of that type, you have stepped out of your place. So no, it's not me personally, it's us as a group, and we know what that is. Next caller, please.
Ooh, that hurt, didn't it?
Okay. No, all right. It didn't really hurt because you don't have the cultural base to hurt him. But anyway, what we're going to say is we're getting ready to run out of time, I guess. I'm hearing something in my headphone. I don't know what it is. We're chiming out. But all we can say is, listen, we are serious about our plight as a people. And as you heard, some very different views and supported by a lot.
Not my views. You didn't hear my views.
A lot of people. Yeah, we heard your views. We heard your views. Your callers. It was 90% of the calls are for you. So what you talking about? We didn't hear your views. But anyway, what we did understand is that there's some very divergent individuals who are saying they are independent in their thinking, but are willing to concede leadership to people or a person, in this case Donald Trump, who it seems like it's a lot of excuse making for and a lot of apologetic things that are being made. But we are asking simply, what is it going to do for us in our community, our political agenda. And I haven't heard anything. I don't know if you heard anything, but I haven't heard anything where that has been covered. I've heard a lot of tough about the whole general, the broad brush.
Hear when you talk.
Well, you can't. But you hear a broad brush. We didn't vote for Google. We asking you. You running to Google. Yeah, you see any Google here? We running to Google. You running to Google instead of running to here. That's what we saying. Facts are facts, brother. And so come in there. We're gonna wrap that up. Yeah. And we appreciate you though. We do definitely. This is good, man. This is called sharpening the knife. Now. I appreciate that. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and say bye.
Bye, folks. I hope. I mean, y'all know I would have educated these brothers on something. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I guess when you can't talk. You know what I'm saying? When brothers, you know what I'm saying? When they feel like they, when they're a little bit on a different level than you can't talk. So thank you. When we out, I'll catch y'all later.
All right, brother.